remain standing for the responsive call to worship, please. We come to celebrate God's blessings to us.
Surely God is in this place.
We come to open ourselves to God's guidance and love.
Surely God is in this place.
We come to see more clearly God's presence in our life.
Surely God is in this place.
We come to see God in this community of seekers.
Surely God is in this place.
We come to pray, praise, and offer ourselves to God.
Surely God is in this place.
Please remain standing for our hymn today, opening hymn 717, Let All Things Now Living. And now please join in the prayer of invocation. Holy One, you know us already. Help us to know you better. Let us see you both in front and behind us. Infuse our worship with your Spirit so that we may learn to recognize your presence in all places. Amen. And the prayer of confession. Merciful God, your creatures cry, but we turn away. We surround ourselves with noise. We are quick to excuse ourselves from responsibility. It is hard to imagine that we might make a difference. Restore our imagination and our hearts. Let your courage and compassion flow through us. Teach us to truly live as your children every day. Amen.
Dear friends, hear these words of assurance. God hears our heartfelt confession and wants us to learn how to be loving, kind, and compassionate neighbors to all God's children. Extravagant mercy and grace is God's desire for each of us. Thanks be to God for the gift of forgiveness.
by Juliet Ward Howe, a poet from New York. Its words were heard around the Civil War campfires, and the song belonged to everyone. In Luke chapter 2, verse 30, it is written, "My eyes have seen what you have done to save your people." Please join in singing hymn number 705. 705. Great singing. Our first scripture today is from Genesis chapter 28, verses 10 through 19. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. He came to a certain place and stayed there for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place. And he dreamed there was a ladder set up on the earth, the top of it reaching up to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And the Lord stood beside him and said, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. And your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east, and to the north and to the south. And all the families of the earth shall be blessed in you and in your offspring. Know that I am with you and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." So Jacob rose early in the morning, and he took the stone that he put under his head and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on top of it. He called that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at first. Our second scripture reading today is from Romans, is chapter 8, verses 12 through 25. So then, brothers and sisters, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live according to the flesh. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. For all who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. For you did not receive a spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received a spirit of adoption. When we cry, Abba, Father, it is that very Spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ. If in fact we suffer with him, so that we may also be glorified with him. I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory about to be revealed to us. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the children of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not of its own will, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to decay and will obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning in labor until now. And not only the creation, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly while we wait for adoption, the redemption of our bodies. For in hope we were saved. Now hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what is seen? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience.
Okay, so I have to confess that I know next to nothing about the great Kardashian family or any of the other so-called Real Housewives TV shows. So if I don't have this right, just let me know. But it's my understanding that all these so-called reality TV shows have a great deal to do with arguing, jealousy, mistrust, and downright backstabbing, with generous amounts of competition thrown in for good measure. Is that sort of right? That's what I see from the outside. In my day, many of us relied on the likes of Erica Kane of All My Children, or Rachel of Another World, to satisfy our hunger for dysfunctional family sagas and intrigue. And then, of course, there was that wonderful Ewing family of that television hit show Dallas. Remember that? Remember good old JR? Yeah. But recently, the only family drama I've kept up with is Downton Abbey. And I've been told that the Downton Abbey family can't hold a candle to JR and his scoundrel family. So I've been thinking that we all might be missing the thrill of family, intrigue, and drama. So I have a solution. I'm going to tell you a story that will help you overcome your boredom with television family drama. Are you ready? This is an absolutely incredible story filled with sibling rivalry, intrigue, motherly interference, and downright deceit. And it's a Bible story. This is the story of Isaac, Rebekah, Esau, and Jacob. And what a story it is. I don't think any television writer could possibly dream up a family that was as dysfunctional as Isaac's. So here it is. Now some of you might remember this saga, or at least some of it, but I'm going to try to tell you the parts I think you should know. Feel free to take notes about who does what to who if you begin to get lost along the way. Once upon a time, there was a man named Isaac who had almost been sacrificed by his father Abraham. Fortunately, a lamb appeared in the bushes just in time, so Isaac was saved from death. Thank God. Now you might remember that part of the story. Eventually, Isaac grew up and he married a woman named Rebekah, who had a brother, Laban. Rebekah leaves her happy home, including her parents in Laban, and decides to wander off with Isaac, who isn't perfect by any means, but that's an entirely different story. Isaac is a very wealthy guy. He has loads of sheep, all sorts of servants, and land all over the place. We're talking bigger than Downton Abbey. It takes a long time, and over the years, Isaac has a few other wives and children before the fair Rebekah is able to present Isaac with twins, Esau and Jacob, which, by the way, means heel, as in hustler, scoundrel, and con artist. Remember that, okay? As the story is told, Jacob was the second to be born, but none too happy about it. So he grabbed Esau's heel and tried to hold him back in the womb so that the second could be first. Getting that picture? It helps us to remember this because it explains a whole lot later on. Time passes, and the two boys couldn't be more different if they tried. Esau is the apple of his father's eye. Isaac and Esau spend most of their time together out in the wilderness, hunting and skinning animals and then sitting around the campfire with some really yummy